Do you remember when Visa cards first came out? You were used to paying with cash or with a check, and then a Visa came out. It was this weird payment system that you didn't understand. And she said, yeah, I remember that. Well, Bitcoin is just the next evolution of another payment system.
Brace yourself, Nakamoto was the foundation. What up, guys? It's your boy Nakamoto Crypto here, and today we have got Mr. Alex Becker himself urging his 500,000 YouTube subscribers to buy Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know Alex Becker, he is a well-known guru, entrepreneur, made a ton load of money selling digital courses and in affiliate marketing for so many years, to the point where he had become a billionaire. He's now making a good call, buying Bitcoin and urging his subscribers to buy BTC. Check this out.
So you should buy Bitcoin as soon as possible. I'm not going to give you investment advice on this channel, but you should buy Bitcoin. I'm going to break down why in this video, make it super duper clear to you in 3 very key points, even talk about where I think it's going to go to. And I'll make it abundantly clear. And I decided I need to make this video because, you know, I am the most woke, most successful YouTuber of all time. I am also a billionaire. I also have a great body, and I'm very, very PG, which makes me Warren Buffett's #1 source for advice on basically anything in his life. So I was talking to Worry. That's what I like to call him. That's my nickname between me and him. I also call him Lovely Lumps because, as you know, he likes McDonald's, and he's a very lumpy guy. He's frumpy. He's chunky. And so as I was speaking to Chunks, he was telling me to invest in railroads. He was telling me to invest in real estate. He was telling me to invest in mutual bonds. I said, what about Bitcoin? And he said, Alex, Bitcoin is a scam. I just hung up the phone on that. I'm not talking to a guy who says silly stuff like that. And so I need to give you some real investing advice, because if you're anything like Chunks, you're massively, massively ignorant on this topic. Seriously though, I used to be really ignorant on this topic as well. So let's actually get past the jokes and talk about it. So look, first off, there's 3 main reasons why you need to be buying Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. Again, this is all speculative advice, and frankly, you shouldn't take my advice on anything. You're gonna see tons of people in the comment section saying, don't listen to this guy. I did buy Bitcoin, tons of Bitcoin at around $5,000. It's a little bit higher right now. So while I don't think I'm the world's greatest investor, I think I made a good bet. You know, so I think I'd at least have a second to say, hey, this is what I was thinking when I did that, right? But more so, what you need to understand before I get into these 3 points is what Bitcoin really is, at least from my point of view. What Bitcoin is going to be used for, and what Bitcoin is it's a store of wealth, like gold. Okay. Now, the problem with gold is you can't carry it around everywhere, but there needs to be a place for people to store their money that doesn't depreciate like crazy. That's not Bitcoin right now. And it hasn't reached that point, and it might not ever get to that point. However, that's how Bitcoin is going to be used. It's not going to be used as money you use to buy groceries with. It's not going to be what you pay your electric bill with. It's going to be a place where you store wealth. So knowing that, this is why I think everyone should own Bitcoin. The first and foremost thing is people are idiots. If you see what's going on in the world right now, and if you just look at how we print money and how governments around the world run their fiat money, it's stupid. It's idiocy. It's like watching a person drunk at a casino who's already hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, stealing everyone's credit cards and spending all their credit as well. It doesn't make any sense. Humans are extremely comfortable also kicking the can down the road, and that's what's happening in all financial systems. That's where they go and they explode all the time. Now, I'm no financial analyst. I'm no financial predictor of the weather. What I will tell you, though, is that what's going on in the world right now is stupid. And while the United States might be able to withstand all the stupidity and the printing of money, many other countries that don't have such a stable base will not. And so one of the reasons why I think you should have at least, 1%, 2% of your net worth in Bitcoin is because what will happen if financial systems collapse is Bitcoin's value will explode. And therefore, what will happen is if all your money goes to being worth 0, which is very unlikely if your money is all made in US dollars. However, in the rare case that all your money evaporates, you're going to have something that will at least be worth a substantial amount of value, because where are people going to put their money when they can't put their money in banks? Are they going to put it in gold? No, because you can't carry gold around with you. They might put a little bit of it in gold, but more so, what is the #1 brand name that is a storage of wealth that is easy to obtain quickly and carry around with you? Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to be other cryptocurrencies. I think it would be Bitcoin. So that's rule #1. It's just a hedge against stupidity. Now, I don't buy it like this. I actually put a ton in at 5K and just almost have tripled it at this point. But that's what I think a normal person should do. I don't think anyone should buy cryptocurrency like I do. And I'm not a cryptocurrency buying expert. I'm not making a course or anything. I just was like, hey, there's no way this is not going to come back to where it was before when I bought it. That was my only logic behind it. And I thought it was a fun bet. Next, one of the main reasons I think you should buy Bitcoin is one, I think it's a pretty reasonable bet. But again, not a crypto investing expert right here. However, you should get in the practice of buying digital currency because digital currency is going to become important here very soon. I don't think people are going to ever use it. I don't think it's going to ever replace fiat cash. I don't think governments are going to ever allow currency to be dominated by cryptocurrency. However, having an account on a cryptocurrency site and being able to at least know how to move currency around via cryptocurrency, knowing how to put it on a wallet, all these things are just going to help you long term. Again, I don't think people should go and put in 25% of their net worth in the cryptocurrency. I think you should have a little bit in there. And I think you should also have a position on these sites so that if stuff does hit the fan, you can get in really quickly and at least convert some of your currency into cryptocurrency. The last time it all exploded, it was impossible to get into any of these sites. You should have this up and you should have just a little bit on the side just so you know how everything works so you don't have to catch up before it's too late. The final reason I think you should buy Bitcoin, and the more of a Betty reason I think you should buy it, is because I think governments are going to collapse. I think governments specifically in Eastern Europe and a little bit in Europe itself, Western Europe, I think they're going to collapse because they're built on a deck of cards. They're an absolute disaster. They're not running their countries in a way that's net positive. And eventually something's going to give. And when something gives, Bitcoin is going to explode. And so I think right now, just as you guys are my followers, I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. You don't have to do this, and I don't think you should take my advice at all. I think you should watch this purely for entertainment value, because that's what it is. However, I think something is going to collapse, specifically in those countries. And when that happens, people are going to need to stick their cash somewhere. They're going to need to put it somewhere. And again, gold isn't a really reasonable thing to just take your cash out of really quickly and put it into. Bitcoin is the biggest brand name. It is consistently ish, with an emphasis on the most stable, and that's where people are going to stick their money at. When that happens, I think it will go to $50,000, $100,000, even $1 million in some cases, and that's way off. That's like 20 years from now, and that's just purely off of what I've heard experts saying.
Amazing call indeed. Lastly, we have got investors who dollar cost average Bitcoin since 2017 made a 61.8% return. Data shows that investors who dollar cost average into Bitcoin since its $20,000 peak are actually in profit. This is amazing. So for those of you who don't know what DCA is, dollar cost averaging is pretty much if you cannot afford to buy an entire BTC, you can put in a little bit every single week or every single month for a number of years to the point where you can get a half a BTC to an entire Bitcoin or a substantial amount into Bitcoin effortlessly, where you're just putting in a certain amount of money every single week. And those who have done it throughout the inflations and the highs and the lows still are up 61.8%. This is amazing indeed. BTC is working wonders. So if you ever thought that it is too late to get into Bitcoin or the prices are too high, you might be wrong, because you can still get in putting $20 a week, $40 or whatever you can afford a week. This is not a financial advice, all opinions, but BTC this next decade will work wonders. And on that click, if you like the content, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe for some daily crypto updates. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out. Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.